Hello, welcome to the Moses TV. This channel is going to help you to grow a spiritual life. And when you listen to this channel, your life will change forever. God bless you, but don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more new video updates.
Many years ago, there was a great man of God in this country. I won't mention his name because of social media, internet. He was a friend of mine. He filled stadiums with thousands of people. He was huge, huge. Apostle will know me when I mention the name. You may not. And he had a serious issue. Then his ministry was brought down. So he came to visit me in Ghana. And I took him to my church in London. We finished eating. He went to bed at about 1. I went to bed at the same time. At 3 in the morning, the Spirit of God woke me up and said, he's going to be killed tomorrow morning. He will be assassinated tomorrow. And I said, who is going to kill this guy here? Nobody knows him in London. And the Lord said they will kill him tomorrow morning. And if you don't deal with it, his blood shall be in your hands. And I said, no, I'm innocent of anybody's blood. So at 3, I went to his room and I woke him up. And I called his name and I said, they're going to kill you tomorrow morning. In Africa, we say it as it is. America, everything is sugar-coated and everything has to be politically right. In Africa, we don't do that. We just say it the way it is. And I said, dude, they're going to kill you tomorrow morning. He started laughing. And I said, why are you laughing? He said, before you woke me up, he said he was having a dream. And in the dream, somebody pulled a trigger. Somebody was at the point of pulling a trigger to kill him. And immediately I called him and hit him. He came out of the dream. And he said, what's going on? And I said, they're going to kill you tomorrow morning. So in the morning, he and one of my pastors traveled. He has one of the biggest churches in Nigeria right now, Church on the Rock. So they traveled and went to another city in London, in the UK, called Manchester. On their way back, a lady called Scotland Yard and gave them the description of my friend, his son, my pastor, the car number of the car, the description of the car, and said that the car is full of explosions and that they are going to blast a certain property in the UK. So immediately Scotland Yard got snipers and cars on the main road and blocked all the main road. And when they got there, they intercepted them. So they took them to the police station. And they called me and said, do you know these people? I said, yes, I know them. And they said, who are you? And I said, I'm Archbishop Duncan Williams. And they said, we have them here, this and that. And I said, yes, they are my pastors, I know them. And they found out that it was a false alarm. So my pastor asked one of the snipers, I had my key in my pocket. What would have happened if I put my hands in my pocket to take my key? He said, we would have shot you on the spot. We had instruction, kill on the spot. So this friend of mine went to one of my fathers in the faith, Dr. Maurice Sorello. And Maurice Sorello said, you've come back too early. How did you do this? People don't come back that easily when they go down. You were too huge. He was making over $30 million a month in those days. And he said, I met this preacher from Africa. And so Morcello called me. He said, will you join me? I said, Papa, I'll be there. That was how I started traveling with Dr. Solero in his jet all over the nations of the world. I'm trying to establish something here for you to understand that. And after that, I was praying. Then I heard innocent blood, innocent blood, innocent blood. He was then in California. I won't mention the name of the city. So I called him and I said, is there any innocent blood in your bloodline? And he said, this is deep, my friend. I said, what do you mean? He said, my grandfather killed somebody in the plantation, murdered him in cold blood. He said the person was accused But we found out later that he was innocent. But he said, my grandfather was so powerful that the police let him go and didn't do anything. And I said, you got to deal with that innocent blood. And he said, what do you mean? I said, few things here. Number one, you have to deal with the implication of the cry of that blood. For the blood of thy brother Abel cries from the earth to me. So you have to deal with the implication of that blood. Number two, you have to deal with the claim of that blood. Number three, you have to deal with the demand of that blood. And as we began to talk, the same thing that happened to him happened to his father around the same age. And the same thing happened to him. And he was a minister. He was born again. But these things happened. And I had to work with him how to deal with the implication. Say the implication.
The implication.
For instance, women that cause abortion. Women that cause abortion. God will forgive you for causing abortion. You'll be forgiven for that. If you ask for forgiveness, He'll forgive you. But you have to deal with the implication, because you are dealing with innocent blood. You have to deal, like for instance, if I was aborted, can you imagine what would have happened? All the souls and the people around the nations, all of those blood of people would have been crying out. When the blood of Abel was spilled, it wasn't just the blood of Abel that was crying. It was the blood of anyone that should have come into this world through Abel. So it wasn't just one blood. Are you hearing me, somebody? If you don't understand these things, you will just be doing faith confession and the enemy will fool with you. So I'm going to stop here because of time.